Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about automating traceroute with Python and Excel. So the reason why I wrote this script is because sometimes you have a list of IPs that you need to traceroute. So this script will show us how to automate that task. Okay, so in this part we are just importing all the libraries that we need. So we are importing a subprocess, which lets us run system commands like TRACEROUTE in this case, and pandas. This lets us handle Excel files, or we can use it to basically load data and save data into Excel files. And datetime, this gives us a way to put a timestamp on our file, and platform lets us automate whether we are running the script on or the command on a Windows or Linux. So in this case, we are going to use TRACEROUTE because we are on a Windows computer. Okay. So in this part, we are reading the Excel file, which is this, right? This is the content of the Excel file. So we are reading it and we are using pandas, right? And so this becomes a pandas object. And here we are just using the toList method to basically convert this data frame into a list. So this devices is now a list. Okay, and we have a function called traceroute underscore device, and we have a parameter called IP. We have a try and accept blocks. I'm gonna go back to the function, but here we are creating a results. A list results, and it's an empty list. And we have a for loop here. So device is just the variable, right? And of course, part of the for loop syntax, and devices, this is the list colon. And here, all these lines here are indented, meaning they are all part of the for loop. Okay. And here we are calling the traceroute underscore device function, and we are passing the device, which is a IP. If we go back, because this is a list, right? Each item in the list is an IP address. So that's why we are passing this variable device, because this is an IP. Okay. And of course, if we look closely at the function here, we have, like I said, we have a try and accept block, and we are using the subprocess to run the traceroute, which is this. And we save the output. So whether we have a standard output or we have a standard error, we save all that into a variable called output. And if the return code is 0, we say success or return success in the actual output. Otherwise, or else, or the return code is not 0, we say completed with errors, and we save the output into a variable called output. So that's why here we are using two variables. So this variable is for the output, and this one here, the status, is for the status, which either be success, right, or completed with errors. Okay, and yeah, we return timeout and partial output for the timed out expired. So if the traceroute timed out, we also get the timeout status and the partial output, or the actual partial output. And if there's any other error, we say error and the actual error. Okay. And of course, we append each device status and output into the list. So the result is actually a list of dictionaries, because this is a dictionary. Okay. And here we have a data frame, and we pass in the result list. And so we are basically saying that convert this list into a data frame called results_df. And here we are defining a timestamp, right? And we are also defining a output file, which is this f string. So here we are saving the data frame, or converting it into Excel, and saving it in a file called output_file, and index is false, meaning we're not going to use index in the Excel file. Okay, and we print results saved to this file name. Okay, let me go ahead and run the script. Okay, the trace routes are done. So we see that the trace route to this IP address is success, this IP is success, this one is success, but this IP address, which is a private IP, is a timeout. So if you look at the results here, yeah, we can see the results here. We see the IP, right? The IP's status and the output. And here, even if it was timed out, which what we see here in the script, we capture that and the output, which is partial, right? Because this is not gonna be completed, so it's partial if we look at the output. But everything was captured because of this line here. All right, so that's all I wanted to cover in this video. So hopefully you found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.